Okay, hi everyone. I am Pujita and I am uh, I'm a president of Desijags and I'm also a student here at IUPUI. I'm pursuing my master's in bioinformatics. And today's session uh, is the second session on our meet and greet for all of you students coming for fall. So, and I let Isha, who is doing her master's in ECE here, she's the vice president of the Desijags. I'll let her introduce the other panel members who are going to take up the session today for us.
Thank you, Pujita. So let's start with Shesha Simhachalam. He's the Vice President of Events and Festivals, and he is currently studying bioinformatics. We have Anvi Kute. She's the reservationist, and she's a undergrad student of mechanical engineering. We have Nakul Sharma, and he's an undergrad of mechanical engineering as well. The next panelist is Krishna Kumar. He's the team lead of our public relations, and he is a PhD student of chemistry. Teja Torlakonda, he is the treasurer of Desijags, and he's currently studying electrical and computer engineering. The next is Nishit Reddy. He's the risk manager of Desijags and currently studying mechanical engineering, a master's student. Um, Krishna Aki, he's the founder of Desijags, and he is a pass out in computer science. We have Apurva Bendre. She's the ex-president of Desijags, who's currently a PhD economics student. And lastly, we have Vidur Daulatabad. He's also a co-founder of Desijags, who is a ex-PhD bioinformatics student. I would let Pujita take over from here.
Yeah, just one correction. He isn't ex yet. He's pursuing his PhD in his last semester. And
I didn't know that. Okay. Sorry about that.
That's all right. So thank you all of you for joining today's session. So I know we already had one of the meet and greets last time, and you people might still have many other questions, but mostly this meet and greet is going to be focusing on the questions that you have as soon as you arrive, like post-arrival questions. And we thought to give you an idea about what kind of insight can you get from us as soon as you arrive, if you have like anything about airport transportation, your accommodation, groceries and stuff. So we will try to address them as we have mentioned, like the topics. But if you have any other questions, we would request you to like put them up in the chat during the session is going on, or wait for all of our panelists to talk about the topics, and then we'll have a Q&A section and you all can like clear your doubts, right? And it would be great if you're comfortable switching on your videos so we can see your faces while we talk. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start the session right now. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is airport transportation. So I'll let Isha take over this.
Sure. So basically, transporting from airport to your respective accommodations is always a task for new international students. The easiest way is to get an airport cab, as there is a green button when you get out of the airport on the right hand side. So if you just press the green button, there would be a airport cab at your disposal. The airport cabs accept cash, so it will not be a problem for you guys. Apart from that, OIA has started airport transportation for new students, and it will be provided for 5 days, including late night shuttles as well. So the time and dates are not yet disclosed, but we are trying our best to have it as soon as possible. So we will have the request forms for reserving the seat, and it will be rolled out soon. The reason that OIA has not still rolled out the forms is that the payment link is still under development, and we will just share it with you guys once it's ready. The dates will already be mentioned on a form in a drop down menu, so you guys can just select the date and your and your final destination, like the accommodation destination. Once you guys have filled up the form, you will have to prepay it, like pre-book it for you, and you can make the payment via Indian credit cards and forex cards. It's just credit cards basically. You will not charge down your bursar. It will be around $40 plus tax and GST. So like that is just an estimated cost yet. The OIA will target the biggest group of people coming from the airport transportation at once. I think that is all we have for airport transportation for now. And there's one more thing that OIA will also have a tabling at the airport on a list of dates. I will just share the list of dates with you guys in the chat. So if you guys have any doubts, or if you guys are stuck at the airport or something, you guys can just reach out to the OIA table, and they can just help you out. Also, do reach out to them if even if you don't have any doubts, because they just have some extra goodies to share with you guys sometimes. So these are the dates that the OIA mentors will be present at the airport.
Yeah, right. So we'll also share those dates in the group, in the WhatsApp group, so that you guys are aware of this. So they'll have a table. If there's an exact location, we'll ask them to put up some signs for you guys or something. But they haven't really told us the exact location. They say that you can find them. And this is going to be between 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. in the night. Like most of the mentors will be present during that time. And the table is only going to be put on those mentioned dates, as Isha was telling. So the next thing that we would like to address is housing and accommodation. I know many people have been asking many questions about this. I'll let Apurva speak about this.
Hi everyone. So like two things which I would like to focus for accommodation. First thing is that usually for the fall semester, we used to get around like 150 students, and this time it's almost double. So it's important to understand that there is high demand for accommodation and there isn't as much supply as you can call it. And second thing is that if you haven't already, signed a lease, this is like end of July, which is too late for you to get an apartment and sign the lease. So that route looks like pretty difficult. So if you haven't yet got yourself on the waiting list, less than maybe 10 in the line, I would highly recommend you to search for people who already have or maybe signing the lease in the August and just join as occupants. Now, how you can do is search for this is through our multiple channels. First is in the WhatsApp group. You can look for the group description. In that, you can find the accommodation sheet. Other than that, you can post in our Facebook groups. You can message any one of our like Desijags members, and we can post your message in the classifieds group. Classifieds group is like another WhatsApp group which is for the people, for the current students who are in the US. So once you guys come here, we can add you, but right now we cannot add you there. So you can like post that message and we can forward that to people. So in the accommodation sheet which I talked about in the WhatsApp group description, we also have mentioned like different options that you have, like Lockfields, Canal Square, and things like that, and talked about how much rent they have and the distance from IUPUI and things like that. So right now it looks difficult, like for you to get like Lockfields and Canal Square, so places which are close to the campus. But what you can do is maybe try to find temporary accommodation for now, and then try to like get these places maybe somewhere after like October or so. So there is high chance that you might find an apartment closer to campus in Lockfields or Canal Square, Gardens of Canal Court later in the semester, maybe not right now. So you can look out for options like maybe Airbnb, or just look out for temporary accommodation with the current students, and just try to manage somehow for a few months, so that you will be in a better position to get a good apartment later. I'll highly suggest not to randomly sign any lease that you don't know anywhere, which is like not around campus and the places which we haven't mentioned in that accommodation sheet, because so all the locations whatever we have mentioned in that accommodation sheet is basically where most of the Indian students live in, and it's safe. So do not sign like random independent houses, or when you're especially in India when you don't know about these things. So first thing is consult any one of us and we can like give a feedback about those apartments or independent houses, whatever that is. But if you are not getting any of the Lockfields, Canal Square and these kind of places, I'll highly suggest to find temporary accommodation, just manage for a few months and then get on the waiting list for maybe later in the semester.
All right, thank you, Apurva. So I hope like most of you have found those sheets that we had useful for you to find accommodation. If not, I would just say keep doing like posting in our Facebook groups and everything as Apurva suggested. We'll have more, if you have more questions, we'll go through it at the end.
Sorry, Pujita, I also forgot to mention that you just created a new temporary accommodation sheet also, right? So there are two different sheets.
Yeah.
So the temporary accommodation, make sure if you're just looking for that, make sure you put your name in that, and then we'll try to figure out something.
Yeah, adding to that, you guys, if you already found accommodation, please make sure like you're removing or your name from the sheet so that other people know that you already have, and we know like actually how many people are looking for accommodations, and we are trying to share them actively in our groups. So let's see. And so moving on to the next topic, I've heard most of you ask questions about where do you submit your transcripts and how do you go about like Crimson Card, what is Crimson Card and everything. So I will have Nakul talk about this.
Hi, everyone. So your transcripts are basically the documents you receive from your university, and OIA can ask you for certain documents from the university which you graduated from. They mention that in an email, or if you haven't, if you don't know the documents you need to submit to the OIA, you can always drop them a mail and they'll give you the set of documents that you need to submit to the OIA in person after you arrive in the US. So what you do is you make sure you have all those documents in an envelope, and you submit that envelope at the OIA's desk, which is in the Education and Social Work building. And then you can collect those documents back from the OIA after 2 weeks, and they'll inform you when you can collect the documents again. Moving on, I also have to inform you guys about how you can attain your Crimson Card after you arrive to Indianapolis and after you come to the IUPUI. So there's two ways to go about it. Firstly, there's a link on the IUPUI's website where you can upload your picture. They have a set of guidelines that how the picture should be. And then what you do is go to the campus center, room number 217, and then you can go there and pick up your Crimson Card. Another thing you can do is you can directly go to the office and then gonna click a headshot of you right there and then give you the Crimson Card.
Right. Thank you, Nakul. So as he mentioned about the Crimson Card and transcripts, you will also be informed about these during your orientation, but we just wanted to clear the air about if you have to get your original documents from India or not and stuff like that. So the next thing I want to stress about is vaccination requirements. So IUPUI requires like proof of certain vaccinations that includes measles, mumps, rubella, varicella, tetanus, and meningitis and stuff. But for the submission of those, you will have to upload your proofs on the Med Proctor. But most of them have asked me is, can we take, if we have proof of this in India, should we take these vaccinations in India again? So I would suggest that if you don't have a proof of these vaccinations, you come here and take them, because all of these are covered in your health insurance. So they are free here. And sometimes most of the times, the vaccination proofs that you submit from India are not valid over here for some reason, because it's been many years, or like they don't actually have some stamps and stuff like that. And so people end up taking the doses again over here. So, and it's free of cost. I just wanted to make sure that for those who have already, like all of you must have taken the health insurance. So it is free on the health insurance, is something that I wanted to mention. And apart from that, you'll have one of the tests that you'll have to give for tuberculosis screening, and that is also done over here, and that is mandatory as well. So for uploading this, you can find on one.edu, you have this immunization compliance records, where you can upload all of your documents. And if you will have like, they will look into that and they will let you know if they're valid or not if you have the proofs. Yeah, so the next thing that I wanted us to cover is about banking. So what do you do once you arrive here with banking? Nakul, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so a lot of people have been messaging me on how to get your bank account opened here in the US. So you can only do that after you arrive here. And you need 3 documents that you take to the bank, and then you can get your college checking account opened right there and then. The documents are your visa, your passport, your I-20, and your I-94. You make sure that you have a printout of your I-20 and your I-94, which you can download from I think there's a website where you can download your I-94 from. You make sure you have those printouts, and you take your passport alongside with you and go to the whatever bank you want to create your account in. And then they're going to ask you a few questions regarding, I think there's a tax question which they ask, which you can completely avoid as well, which you don't have to answer, but they're going to ask because it's mandatory or something. But then these are the documents which you need, and then you can go to the bank and make sure you have an account there. And please do this as soon as you get to the US, because you would need this account to pay your fees later. Or yeah, that's it. Pujita, since Manan is not here, do I talk about Zolve here?
No, I think that's fine. If people have question about that, we can go ahead and see that.
Okay.
Next thing that I wanted to talk about is actually paying your tuition fees. I think, Krish, would you like to address about that?
Yeah, sure. So I hope most of you have already enrolled for your classes. Your bill will be generated only if you enroll your classes. So if you haven't enrolled your classes, you don't have to worry about paying the fees right now. But once you enroll the classes, your first bill will be generated, and the first bill date is August 18th. And once your bill is generated, you will have like about 3 weeks time. So around September 10th is your first deadline to pay the first bill. So I'd like to show a couple of resources so that it will be easier for you to follow. But I'll try to share my screen and show you while I explain that. But the internet might be a little slow, just bear with me. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you are able to see the official calendar, right?
Yes, we are able to see it.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to confirm. So for the fall 22 calendar, like you see here, July 22 is the first day where you see your charges to your Bursar account. Bursar account is the fees, the account where your fees changes will be seen. So you don't have to create any account. So once you create your IU account, automatically your Bursar account will be created and will be activated once you enroll your classes. So around like end of this month, you can search for Bursar account on your one.iu and find your Bursar account. And so if you have already enrolled the classes, you will start seeing the charges on your Bursar account starting July 22nd. And the first bill will be generated on August 18th, and August 21st, which is 1 week after your first classes started, would be your 100% deadline, 100% refund deadline. Like if you have enrolled to any classes and you want to drop out from those classes, then you will get your 100% refund back between August 21st and 28th. And after that, you can see like there are, based on the dates you are dropping, you will get 75% refund back and 50% refund back. But September 10th would be your first payment due date. And like you can go through the rest of the dates and find out. So the most important dates are August 18th, where your first bill would be generated, and September 10th, where your first bill would be due. So if you have any more amount due after September 10th, that will go into your second bill, and you will have to pay that on October 10th. So your remaining bill will always be due on 10th of every month. So that's one thing you should note. And also, how would you pay your bill, right? So if you go to this payment options page, I can share these links in the chat or also in the WhatsApp group. So there are multiple ways you can pay your Bursar bill. The first option is paying online. So you can use your credit card or check, which is e-check. Like if you have a US bank account, you can issue an electronic check, or you can pay with credit card or debit card. If you are using electronic check, you don't have to pay any extra amount. But if you are using credit card or debit card, there will be a convenience fee charged, which is 2.75%. So it could be a little more, like when you are doing a payment of $10,000 or something. So people usually avoid paying with credit card or debit card. So electronic check is the most used option, and is also very convenient option because there is no convenience fee for that. So the second option is paying with payment plan, which is like when you don't have enough money in your account and you want to use an installment plan, you can do that with this payment plan option. So the current details that they are showing are for summer semester, but in a couple of weeks, like you will see how would you pay for the fall semester. But the basic plan is like you can pay your Bursar bill in your 4 installments. So you will pay first installment and then next 3 installments in the next months, like maybe 25%, 25%, 33%, 50%, something like that. So you will distribute your entire tuition fee in 4 different payment plans, and an additional $55 would be charged to divide the amount into 4 different plans so that you won't be burdened to pay everything at once. That's one option. And the third option is paying with electronic transfer or international payments. This is one of the most used plan for international students. Like when you have an education loan, or you have your funds in your Indian bank account, and you want to transfer to college, so you would use this option, international payments. So as you can see, there are 3 different options, right? Flywire, Global Pay, and Pay My Tuition. So these are 3 different options where you can like click on that button and it'll navigate you to respective like Flywire page or Global Pay page. It will ask you some basic information about your Indian bank account, or who is paying on your behalf, how much you want to pay, and all that stuff. Those are self-explanatory. You can fill those details, and it based on the current conversion rate, it will give you a quote. Like if you are paying $10,000, maybe like 75, I don't know, 75, 7,000 or 7,50,000. If it is at 75 rupees per $1. But if it is 80, then like 8 lakhs or something. So based on the current conversion rate, it will give you your amount in INR. So your bank will have 3 business days or 5 business days based on the option you are using. And you will like, so end of the if you are choosing Flywire and inputting your information. End of the process, you will get a PDF with a unique reference code and the time that it is valid. So if you are generating the code on today, then within next 3 days, you have to initiate your transfer from the bank, and the amount will be directly transferred to the college account. So it is very convenient because there is no third party, like there is no other systems involved. Your bank will directly put money in college bank account. So it directly is an international payment transfer, and it's only charged for the incoming wire transfer amount. So the charge will be added only at your bank. College won't add on their end. So there is only one end pay. So that is also convenient. So this is most used. You can click on these buttons like Flywire or Global Pay and go to those pages and explore. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us in the WhatsApp group. So the next options are basically not applicable to us, but you can click on them and read. Like if you have a sponsor that pays your bill, and if you have a college savings plan. So those are not usually applicable for international students. But if you have an option to pay via check or money order or cash or personal checks, you can try those options. So they have like where they have addresses where you can drop off those checks, or how to pay cash. But like I said earlier, the first option is the most used option when you have a US bank account and you have money with you. But if you are using an education loan, you should explore the third option. And if you want to divide it into multiple different payment plans, then you can explore the second option. So I hope I answered. If you have more questions, feel free to reach out to us in the WhatsApp group or in the chat.
All right. Thank you, Chris. That was actually a very good session. I think it was pretty clear that how we can go through all the options. So after that, I think I would like to just say that we're gonna have more. We're gonna go into the questions that you guys have, and before that, I saw that most of you guys are arriving starting from 31st. So we will also be hosting like campus tours once you guys arrive, apart from the ones which you have during your orientation and stuff. So I look forward to that with everyone. I see you guys have many questions in the chat. I think most of our committee has addressed them.
The last one has to be addressed.
Okay. So I could see the bills are in the, but there's no indication about scholarship that the university has offered. Yeah, so it takes time so that the scholarship is reflected on your account, but it will soon. Just give it like 1 week of time or something, but it does show on your account. If it doesn't, even after that, you can just email your advisor or Elizabeth Castle about it, and they'll go under it. But yeah, it usually reflects late on your account, but it does. Am I missing out any unaddressed questions? You can speak if you have more questions. Can we drop the class which we have enrolled into? Yes, you can drop your classes. I think there's a certain deadline before which you should see if you can drop or not. Anybody wants to add anything to that? I'm not sure about the deadline.
What I know is that you can drop classes without talking to your advisor before the first year of classes and till the first week of classes. After that, you need to talk to your advisor till about 4 or 5 weeks of classes. And then after that, if you still want to drop your classes, you need a letter from the department which the course is from, and then also talk to your advisor. And at the later stages, and if you get a letter and withdraw from the course, you will have a W in your report card, which a lot of students don't want because it shows that you have withdrawn the class after you were enrolled in it for quite a while. And then after a certain time, you just cannot enroll and you get an F.
So you can first like reach out to your professors before you drop out if you already joined the class. But I would suggest if you're dropping classes, do it before the semester begins. And if you're skeptical about taking a course up or not, then just talk to your advisor now before like going into it later. Um, one more question. Okay. What I saw on the university website about COVID vaccine booster dose, that is not compulsory. Is that true? I don't think a booster dose is compulsory yet, but it is compulsory that you have 2 doses of vaccinations. I think after you arrive here, you can take the booster dose. But yeah, you need to upload both your first and second dose vaccination proofs. So yeah. Are there any available tuition fee waivers that could available for us apart from the scholarship? Whether do you want to address about that?
So your scholarships primarily come from the department that you're going to, and most of the time what happens is the professor who or the advisor who actually takes care of you, who we are working with as a research assistant actually funds your program. So that is the most likely tuition fee waiver you would get. And apart from that, if you're working more hours than 20, I mean, like you are putting in more research and effort into your projects, professors are actually willing to pay you through scholarship over the 20 hours you're actually working for. There are a couple of scholarships you can apply to depending on which school you go to. There's department specific founder scholarships. Those are also other few others. But like I said, the most likely one you will get is through your advisors in the department itself. So please make sure you reach out and tell your professors that like you're willing to work with them and you're interested in getting a scholarship. So I hope that answers.
All right, thank you. And my handshake shows IU Bloomington. So how do I change that? And how do we get full access? I think you need to log in and change when you log in, it asks for a list of colleges or universities that you choose from that list. So it should say IUPUI and you just change over there, but otherwise it should say IUPUI. Please give information about late arrival. Oh, that is August 20th. What kind of information do you like? Well, I don't think it's a problem as far as you have informed your advisor and like the classes are going to start. So you won't be there here for orientation and stuff. So I think they are hosting few of the orientations through Zoom as well. So it shouldn't be a problem, but make sure you're communicating to your advisor that you would be late. No, your academic advisor, yeah. At PhD students share when you had a plan of study and who to contact for the same. Anybody from PhD wants to address that?
Same answer, advisor. They dictate what kind of plan of study you can have. Usually your seniors should also be able to help you with this, but most established departments actually have a structured plan of study that every PhD student goes through. Initially, you'll have to finish up some set of 4 courses, and after that, you'll have the choice of picking up different minors and electives. So, but for the most part of your early PhD, you'll have a strict plan of study. And
Yeah,
if
just
there's
to
enough
add that,
PhD students in the group, we can actually do a post-group discussion for PhD. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that I was just writing, is this Gayatri who asked it, because I was just drafting a message to her. But anyways, like just to add you, like it again depends department to department. For instance, in my department, they assigned like a random advisor for the first 2 years. That advisor is just to, make sure that you are progressing in your coursework and there is no problem, related to your research or anything. And that advisor has nothing to do with your like thesis advisor. But again, it depends to department, and like the Vidur said that there will be some compulsory courses that you need to take. So for the first 2 years, I believe it's just going to be completing your coursework, and in those 2 years you can try working with different professors in the different labs and try to find out whom do you want to work with, and as in like make your advisor for your final research thesis. So try to find in these 2 years, and then you will basically you can be matched with your advisor. But yeah, that's it. I think it depends to department also.
And getting a suggestion from your seniors will be quite a bit helpful from the department, because they have a better idea regarding the atmosphere of the department, along with the professors' suggestions, and also it will be figured out very easily. Like once you are in the department and you interact with people in there, it will be quite a bit easy with that, I think.
Hi, am I audible? Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible? Yeah, so actually, thank you for the information. I actually was asking because I wasn't sure which classes to enroll for. So I'm guessing that that is also something that I should probably mail my advisor about, right? Because I see that most of the MS students have a set list of courses that they have to enroll for, but I am not sure if I'm supposed to enroll for the same classes, or if that's something that my advisor and I are supposed to decide. So is that generally how it's done? Like you mail your advisor and she sort of, or he approves what classes you take?
Yeah, so you can contact the advisor, and she can not actually approve, she can suggest some courses for you most probably. Like there will be limited number of courses available for a particular semester for PhD students. That's the most difficult part.
Okay.
So there won't be too much courses that you are oriented towards. So what you can do is, in those cases, you can take them as your minors. So there'll be two
I see.
categories. There'll be majors and there'll be minors. For example, for my department, I'm from chemistry. So we have to take 3 majors and 3 minors. So whichever is available, we will take it as of it is our minor or major, whichever we prefer. And
I
also
see.
you have to interact with your seniors so that they can give you a suggestion about that, okay, the coming semester, one of your majors will be coming, like major course will be available. So like that only. So first we can mail your advisor regarding that, then move on from there.
Right. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, guys. And I think most of the answers are given actively, but yeah, there are. Okay, as Shanmukh was asking about shuttles and jaglines, so we have shuttles called jaglines that go around IUPUI to different like places around IUPUI. I think they're still in talks to extend their lines, but you can download this app called Jagline where you can go through all of the routes that it covers. And apart from that, we also have bicycle services. Okay, we have like, yeah, do you want to talk there?
So at different places on campus, you will find stations with tools to work on your bike. Like there's even a pump that you can use. There are places that it's situated in like multiple places around the campus.
Just a note that bicycle and all works only during fall semester, not in winters.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So she was saying that the bikes might not be favorable for any weather other than the fall. Like even the summer and winter, it will be quite a bit extreme to ride a bike outside.
Yeah.
So you should keep that in mind.
In the browser bill, there's no fee details. Can you tell how to check the fee details? So if you go to your browser account, like you can see like there's a payment details, and then you can actually look into whatever they have over there. But if you didn't still enroll for classes, it definitely won't reflect on your bill yet.
And I think it takes time. I think the Bursar bill should be generated in the month of August, I think.
Yes, you can only pay once the bill is generated. So there's a part of pre-arrival checklist on Atlas that mentions my campus as Bloomington on the form. Do I need to contact someone? I think it's fine as long as it says IUPUI on the page itself, because usually sometimes it does say Bloomington for some of them, because that's the main campus. But does anybody want to add anything to that? I think that should be fine. I can't log into Audio Mobile as I've changed devices. Any workaround for this? Anybody wants to take that question?
You can change the devices online, like visit the Dion 1.io, and then you can add or remove devices on that.
On that, just contact UITS. They will be able to assist you immediately. They are available on the chats, on the email, on a phone call. But if you're calling from India, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, just contact them.
Okay, so I just got a question. I was trying to enroll for on-campus EAP test, but I was not able to get the dates for the same on the website. Is there anything I can do beforehand to enroll for the same? Does anybody want to address this, Isha? What EAP? You're on mute.
Okay, so basically, I would just suggest you for any questions you have. I think it's best to just contact your advisor first, like not advisor, just the department, and they can forward you respective links and to the right department basically. So if you're not able to enroll for an on-campus test and not able to get the dates, I think you would just have to contact the department, because they can schedule some extra dates for you guys, because there will be a lot of people who will not be able to enroll at the right time. So they will schedule a lot of extra dates in the future as well. But you will need to contact them first to let them know that you haven't enrolled yet.
Yep, thanks, Isha. So I'll take like a few more questions. I want to visit India for the last week. So I'll be missing one of each classes I have enrolled. I've also contacted the professors, but I have received no response. Do you guys think I'll be permitted, and what is the correct procedure to do this?
I don't think you should have a problem missing your classes unless it's a test or something which you can contact your professors about beforehand. And before you travel to India, all you need to do is go to your Atlas and make sure you have a travel signature from the OI.
So what food items can we carry to USA? I would say I think we will be sharing a document where you can go through it, where we have like a checklist of what items you can bring and everything. So I hope that really helps you guys out. Could you share rough estimate of monthly expenses? Well, anybody wants to take that question? I think it really varies a lot, but
Maybe an average of like $500
depends on your amount of, like, if you're
on
sharing.
groceries.
Yeah, definitely on groceries and like the amount of expenditure you're spending, like going out and everything. But for living expenses, if you're sharing a room with anybody, if you're taking a 1-bedroom apartment or not, like it totally depends on that. But roughly average rent would be like 300 to 400 right now, and the expenses I would say would go around $200 plus to that. So what do you guys think about the food there? Are there any available Indian restaurants, grocery shops, and services? Yes, yes, there are Indian food restaurants and services available over here. I think OIA is also in talks to take you guys for some of these local trips. We are in still talks with them. We will let you know if they are going to make these tours for you guys. Okay, so with that, I would like to say thank you for all of you for joining today's section. It was great interacting with you guys. If you have more questions, please keep posting them in our WhatsApp group. We'll share all the details with on arrival and everything. Yeah, Purva, do you want to add something?
I just want to say like one thing. So, many people are looking for temporary accommodation, and that's a real issue. And I know that, most of the people, like the incoming students, you guys are dependent on the current students or the seniors who are already here. But I would just like to say one thing for the students, for your batch who have already, signed the lease or will be signing the lease and have got the apartment, to please try to accommodate and give temporary accommodation for your batchmates. So try to just not be dependent on the seniors, but just try to like help your batchmates as well. So look for them as well, and just don't be like, because now you got it, you understand the pain behind actually trying to find the accommodation and stuff like that. So please be little just help people. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Apurva, for that. Yeah, I still get a lot of messages for temporary accommodations. So we are trying to actively post in the groups and everything. But again, I'll send a reminder in the group. But if you have already received a accommodation temporarily or anywhere, please remove your name from the list, because we want to make sure people who are still on lookout, so that people look out for them. And yeah, so that's all we had today. Thank you for joining the session. Hope to see you all soon. I know many of you have your travel starting next week. So wish you all a happy journey. And if you have more questions, please feel free to like post them on the WhatsApp group, and we will address them. Right. Thank you.
Join our orientation, then you can become a Desijags member.
Yeah. Save that for later though. Definitely, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining.